5.
So you should
So you
never
may as
do
well
5.
just go 4.
4. We're gonna do
Mm.
this. The last,
No, go all the way.
bro.
Go all
I've
the
gone.
way.
I've lost the last 3.
So what? Don't be a coward. You always
Right.
tell me to go all the way.
All right. Boom. Done.
Boom.
Done.
I feel
All right,
good.
Prize picks.
I feel good. Yeah.
Promo code C3. All right. Can we go back to the calls? Good gosh. Sorry. This show has gotten out of control because of me. Sorry. I got mad about Matt
What's
Rule.
up, guys? This is Chase. I was on the bandwagon of tanking for a quarterback, but I think we're past that now. So I'm rooting
Right
for
there
us
with
to
you.
win. Winning division, is it still in the cards? Yeah, it is. But we need some things to happen with the Falcons and the Buccaneers for that to be achievable. So now, either way, I think we're drafting somewhere in the middle or top of the middle of the draft, which is fine. So Brian Burns, I was on the train of Brian Burns was, on the overrated side, but after this game, I'm coming around. I'm coming around. Yeah. With Steve Wilkes, I was on the side of, I'm not so sure about Steve Wilkes, but I'm coming around for him to be in consideration. I mean, who else you going to get? I'm not one of these Eric Bieniemy guys. I think there's a reason he hasn't been hired as a head coach. I don't think he's the one that's really calling plays there. And Cody, it's been 367 days since Clemson's been able to beat South Carolina. Go Gamecocks, suck it.
And enjoy your dub. It's been a while. Enjoy it.
At some point, we gotta wonder: is there a skeleton in Bieniemy's closet?
I mean,
Right.
I just don't understand what else could there be.
There's one because I was listening to my friend talk about this, and he is a Colorado grad, and Colorado football was good in the 90s. And then they got hit with like some cheating stuff, like people getting paid or something. They had Cordero Patterson, Eric Bieniemy was one of their good players. They had like these 3, and so they need a coach. And they were asking, well, look, as you see these college coaches going these places, getting this big ass money, Bieniemy would be a great fit to go to Colorado. And he's not getting the buzz anymore in the NFL. He's not going back. He's not going to college where they probably welcome him with open arms. What is the issue is what they were saying. And at this, almost, is it beyond collusion? Is there some, they said there must be something stinky with him. Like, I don't know. Next call.
What's up, C3? It's your boy Anthony from Charlotte calling in. Just wanted to give my thoughts on the state of the Panthers right now and how last week was. So I went to the game. I've been going to a lot of games actually since this is like my last year before I'm gonna figure out where I'm going to college. But yeah, it was a fun game. Ground and pound, simple football wins games. I mean, I was a big Dante Foreman fan when we signed him. I thought even when the guy was still on the team, he'd still been getting 10, 11 touches a game, which probably would have helped because this guy is a bulldozer. He's a beast. Russell Wilson's garbage. I think we all knew that. Okay, I'm really praying that it happens to Deshaun Watson too, that he's just garbage as well. Because
I kind of do too.
I don't know what it is with these franchise quarterbacks. I mean, but getting back on the Panthers, sorry, I got a little sidetracked there. Yeah, I thought Sam Darnold played a great game managing the clock and getting us downfield. I want to say this, though, because I've been getting into some Twitter wars with, accounts, fans from the Panthers. And you guys know that I'm still a Baker Mayfield fan, okay? No matter if a player sucks or not, I'm still going to be a fan of him as a person, regardless. And I do want to say this. in the one game Baker had a great run attack, we won. So I know Baker sucks. I know he throws out interceptions. All I'm saying is I'm putting an end to this debate right now. No matter what quarterback you have out there, PJ Walker, even Matt Corral on a boot, Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield, it all depends on the run game. Okay? We've seen what PJ Walker looks like, his true self, when there is no run game. And that's the difference between our pedestrian quarterbacks and a guy like Josh Allen. Josh Allen is the run game for Buffalo. Okay? Thank God he's a good thrower, because if he couldn't throw the ball, they would be a bad offense. So my point being, so happens that every time Baker started a game, the run game has got 30 to 40 yards, not 150 to 180. That makes a huge freaking difference, guys. And I'm not trying to over-exaggerate anything here.
Yep.
I just want fans to understand. It depends. It doesn't matter what quarterback you throw out there. Now, Seattle's had trouble stopping the run. So I don't see us having problems.
It's Anthony from Charlotte, correct? Good name, by the
Yep.
way. My mom's in the chat. Hey, Mom. And, and my son is saying grandma. My mom is not going to get this joke at all, but well done, Kev. Well done, Kev. And, what you guys brought up is, though, and I said this, as Greg said last week, was the win that put him on the precipice of being in.
Right.
And I want the team to win every week. What I'm just saying is this is like, I mean, each win that stacks up, now we just might as well win another one.
Right. We're past the point of tanking. Like there's no point in tanking now. You might as well try to win.
You don't tank. Like we just turned out to be too good to tank.
Right.
How about that? We fired our coach. We got Sam Darnold in there, and now we're too good to tank.
Yeah.
What kind of bizarre world are we living in?
There's no one to tank for, man.
No, we can't tank. We're too talented. Like you said, we're going to win the Super Bowls.
That's what I'm saying. All those things.
Yeah. I mean, like,
there's no
we can't tank when we're as good as the 2017 Eagles.
But hey, how Carolina Panthers would it be for this to be a year that we went to the Super Bowl? Like how that would be a Carolina Panthers thing to do, to start the season 1-5 and then go to the Super Bowl.
No,
it's not going to happen. I'm not saying we're going to the Super Bowl.
We went to
we're
the
going to
Super
the
Bowl.
division.
We were good teams, though.
Look,
Has a team with a losing record ever won the Super Bowl?
I think the Giants did. Didn't have a losing record. The Giants are the only wild card team they ever won.
They were a
Super Bowl,
wild card.
They were a wild
I think
card.
they still had
I don't
more
think a
wins than losses,
record.
though.
Yeah, they did. They were 9-7, I think.
Chat, tell us.
There's never been a
this.
losing team or losing record, I don't believe.
So, like, you're also. I think this is at this point is a win next week just means a win after that means we should just try to get a home playoff game. And think about this: Tepper would win monetarily if we got a home playoff game.
Oh yeah. So what are we gonna do? Pull against the Panthers being in the playoffs just because our billionaire owner is gonna reap the benefits? Like he's gonna reap the benefits no matter what. He reaps the benefits every year.
Right.
Like
we can't win without him winning.
Yeah, so it's like that's a zero-sum game. But like you said, Tony, we're far too talented. And one of the most
I was being facetious.
No, you're right. We're far too talented. And the fact of the matter is Trevor Lawrence in this year's draft, dude.
Oh my God.
There's really no
If I have to see that baby face girl one more time, man, goodness gracious.
Dude,
like I've never wanted to punch a girl so bad. Never wanted to punch
I'll tell you what, the picture of her as Trevor Lawrence as a female
it
looks exactly the same. Looks exactly
bro, we thought Tadisha was bad.
I wish they did this with
Tadisha. What do we call it? I called her Tadisha.
Tadisha.
But what is this? What is this?
Cody, I'm gonna do this with Baker Mayfield, but I'm gonna say fourth quarter, week 1. on the stat. Like I'm not going to put full stats on there. I'm going to cherry pick. I'm going to cherry pick the good times he had.
Baker's not doing this.
I'm not saying Baker's that good.
This.
What I'm saying is this
Baker's
is cherry picking.
This
is cherry picking. This
no,
is 3 weeks. This is 3 weeks of what? 24 games he's played. This is cherry picking. Is what this is.
No, I don't even think it's.
You're doing what Skip Bayless does right
now.
It's not cherry picking.
The past 2 weeks, he has been one of the best
cherry picking. The past 2 weeks is the key.
One of the best quarterbacks in football right now.
You're cherry picking.
I bet you could have said that about Tyler Heineke. Let's see how he finishes. Taylor Heineke at some point.
No, there's a difference.
Hey, guess what? Mike White was the best quarterback in the NFL last week. The best quarterback in the NFL. Mike White.
Who?
White from the Jets. He was the best quarterback in the NFL last week. Go look up the stats.
Let's go sign him to a 5-year deal.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm so glad that
this isn't cherry picking.
It is.
Right now, he's one of the
best. 3 weeks out of 24 games is cherry picking.
In football,
you're taking an eighth
now.
of what he's played. You're taking eighth of the games he's played, and saying he's the guy. No.
Yeah, his first year under a good head coach.
Season,
and now he's finally starting to turn it on.
At the end of the season, if his stats look like this, still in the tops like this, then I'll agree with you. Because that's what, 11 weeks?
All right, he's on the right track.
You're right.
He's on the right track,
but I'm not crowning him until he gets there. That's all
crowning him. I'm just saying, if there was a Trevor Lawrence in this draft, then maybe you would want to tank for him. But there isn't.
I'm just saying this is that if
y'all sound triggered.
If a man played in a female sport and competed, I think that the world would go crazy. They would say this is not right. Men cannot compete against girls. They're gonna win in swimming and racing. I think it's remarkably progressive that the Jaguars are letting a girl be their quarterback.
Yeah,
I thought that we were wild. We were progressive, with our Top Cats, but Trevesa or whatever her name is,
Trina.
Not only is this girl in the NFL just catching fire, bro, but like 2 of the greatest games ever. Steve Young, hold my beer.
She a bad bitch. What's up? She bad.
All I could think of is Dazed and Confused with this and the hair. This and the hair. Next call.
Dude, he's the man.
What's going on, C3 Nation? It's your boy Jay Anderson. Y'all up. I want to give Steve Wilks a shout out, man. Like, Steve Wilks has been doing a good job. He's an interim head coach. He's been doing a good job setting the culture. I think he set the culture back to where it used to be. I mean, granted, he doesn't have the players that he wanted, and, to take over like this and, setting the culture of Panthers football, kind of like feeling back to the Ron Rivera, John Fox era. That's good. I know there's talks about should he be a head coach, and that's still up in the air. It's still, still got a long season, still up in the air, But as far as the next coach, if he's that next coach, cool. I hope in the future, one thing that I hope he doesn't do like Ron Rivera did, and I like Ron, but I hope he don't be super conservative. And I know a lot of people when they're talking about, we need an offensive-minded coach. Well, a lot of times, a lot of offensive-minded coach can be, too aggressive. That they don't, you need a coach. Basically, the next coach need to be like, there are ways to be there are ways to be aggressive, and there's ways to be conservative. It's football situation. So, hope the next coach will have, can be, both of those. All right, on the Matt Rule, him getting a new job, man. I mean, congrats to him. He back in college football, where he belongs, because he doesn't belong in the NFL to me. He's not an NFL guy. I'm sorry, but he's a college guy. And his sermon, press conference, is quite the same thing he did in Carolina. But like I said, this press conference in Carolina fit for a college. Fit for a college thing. So college is where you go. So, Hey, more props to him. He back the way he should be. Ivan.
Hey, I just wanted to put this stat up there since we're not cherry picking. This is over his whole career. 5-20, worst record among quarterbacks in the NFL, drafted number 1 overall through 25 career starts in the common era.
Jaguars,
dude. Dude, you can make excuses all you want to, but these are the stats. Look, you know what? That's the same Jaguars.
Why
The same Jaguars he's played those 3 games with.
Why
The same Jaguars he's been playing those 3 games with. He's been the best. Are these Jaguars? So you can't use them in one hand and not use them in the other. He's had the same Jaguars the last 3 games.
Can we ask a question here?
Oh my God.
How does he compare to Gardner Minshew with basically the same team?
Ooh, let me pull
but
that
now
up.
the numbers
Because Gardner Minshew's
Oh,
better.
they're the Jaguars.
Exactly.
Now,
if
if you take his numbers,
we'll put
now,
I'll do everything. I put every
better than
number.
Minshew.
Let's put every number straight head to head, baby. I got money on Minshew. I bet you he got more wins.
Hold on.
I bet you he got more everything.
Make him current, Greg.
You better have
Current.
those last 2 games.
I don't
want to
see those old memes. I've seen that shit before.
Homie. Dusted here.
Finish out these calls.
Kev, here's your grandma. She thinks that you guys are gonna love this.
Just want to say I love you guys and keep it clean. Have a great show. Mom, done.
Thank you, Mom.
Joanne, done.
Yeah, Joanne does. She loves. Give us your address too, Moms. Should have hit him with the Pancini, Joanne Pancini.
Water.
Done. Yeah. She's fun. She does. Look, she's rooting for us. Water. What's that got to do with anything? Oh, I am. I'm drinking Diet Dr. Pepper. Here we go.
So much water.
Actually, well, I mean, there's water in it, and
there's water in it. Is that is that new,
buddy? First 14 games. First 14 games of their career.
No. We're not doing first 14
No. First
I want relevant numbers. I want numbers that also include the past 2 weeks. If that doesn't, then you're just cherry picking.
That's not just cherry picking. How many games did Gardner Minshew play for them?
We'll keep going. Don't worry. We'll keep going. Keep looking up. Let's play the next call while you look it up. You can go to
those 300 yards.
You're not incorporating his best numbers.
Yeah.
His best numbers. Add 300 yards and 3 touchdowns to his stats. His best numbers. Let's go ahead and add it to it. Add it to his stats.
What's good? This is JD864. Hey, I just got off work. Had a few minutes. Was watching Aaron Duncan's film breakdown of this past Sunday's game. Looking forward to this tonight's show. I see that the title of it is buying or selling. You already know I'm buying. Look at the remaining schedule that the Panthers have. The remaining 5 opponents. None of them are really good against the run. And with Will as the head coach, that's exactly what the Carolina Panthers are going to do. Run the ball. Whoever's at quarterback, they're not going to ask them to do a whole lot. But what we saw from Sam on Sunday, that gives me reason to be optimistic. Like I've not been a huge fan of Sam, but if Sam can play at that game manager level, I'm cool with it. I'm good with it. I'm happy about it. But we all know we're gonna run the ball. None of the 5 teams that we have facing, the 5 remaining teams, they don't defend the run very well. So I'm buying the Panthers, taking the NFC South, bringing it back to where it's supposed to be. Playoff bound, wild ass year. Like this football season has not been predictable in the least bit. But yeah, man. Like I said, looking forward to the show. Obviously, I appreciate what you guys do. Cody, YB Jordan, Golden Corral is coming next year because Wilkes will be the head coach. I'm here for it. That being said, Spurs up, keep pounding. Let's get it.
Keep pounding.
Here you go.
Oh, did this make it even worse? No.
I've got a side by side right here.
All right,
let
so
me show you side by side.
Nowhere near the quarterback that Trevor Lawrence is. The only reason you're all making this a thing is because he actually is the type of talent
Here you go.
that you in the draft. And by the way, I still think he has tremendous upside and can be the type of player that you would
We're
want him
not
to be.
arguing that. What you have always
So
done
if
is
he
just talk
does,
junk about Minshew unnecessarily.
Look, here's
That's
a side by
first is
side.
the
Minshew's
problem here.
not that guy.
He's put up better
Neither
numbers than
is
Trevor
Sam
Lawrence has.
Darnold.
Look,
How
26
about
and
this?
27
We
games.
would definitely win the
26 and
Super Bowl if
27
we had
games. That's the
Gardner
comparison of
Minshew.
everything they've done. Wins as a starter. Minshew has more. Losses as a starter. Minshew has less. Ties as a starter, they're the same. Minshew has a higher winning percentage. He has a higher passing completed percentage. He has more yards. He has more touchdowns. Like
This is all
everything about this,
current.
he has less interceptions by half. Trevor Lawrence
This
has
is
twice as
all
many interceptions in
so
the
this
same
is
amount
all
of games.
this is
Dude,
all
Trevor
current.
Lawrence. No, this is
This-
all side by side first 28 games. This includes your 3 games, amazing games with Trevor Lawrence. This right here shows
Okay,
that Gardner
where's
Minshew
Gardner
is a better
Minshew?
quarterback than Trever
Okay.
Lawrence is.
He's not a
I'm
better
saying, look,
quarterback than Trevor Lawrence. Oh my God, you
then
guys
why
are
does he
No.
beat him in
ridiculous
every
right now.
stat?
He
Then
played
Cody,
for
he
the
beats him in
Jaguars.
every
How
single
could you
stat.
know?
Where's
He played on
single
the
stat. Look at
Where's
this.
Gardner
Jaguars.
Minshew?
Gardner
Where's
Minshew,
Gardner
yards
Minshew right
gained,
now?
more.
What team is he
Yards
on?
per attempt,
Oh
more.
What team is he
Yards,
on?
like
Gardner
Did you
Minshew
think they
might
would
actually
winning
win the
drive.
Super Bowl.
Look, winning drives. Gardner Minshew 3, Trevor Lawrence 4. They play the same amount of games. Interceptions.
I'm
Look
not
at
even
this
sure this
percentage.
is up to date.
Look, this.
I don't
Oh,
even
now
think this
look
is up
at
to
you.
Look, right there you go. 26 games, 27 games.
I smell shenanigans.
You're just tasting that crow is what it is. You're tasting that crow in your mouth.
Shenanigans. And by the way, the only thing that I got to say is where's Gardner Minshew right now? What team is he even on?
He
Is
should
he
be on
on
the
that
Jaguars.
team
He's
at
the better
all?
quarterback.
Can I
He should go
raise
Jaguars.
one crazy point here?
Look, more rushing
Is
yards.
that
Gardner
Gardner
Minshew
Minshew may
on less
win
attempts.
a Super Bowl before Trevor Lawrence does. Number one, just by being on the team. But could Gardner Minshew be the Nick Folk or whatever that guy was for the Eagles again? What if Jalen Hurts? What if Jalen Hurts went down in the playoffs and Minshew magic came in? Would you be like, if he won a Super Bowl, would you at least just give him some respect?
Yeah, sure. If he wins the Super Bowl, I'll give him some respect.
Once again, ECU players, badass. Clemson players.
Minshew's better than Lawrence.
Overrated.
He's better than Greg. You don't even believe that, dude. You're gonna tell me, Greg, if you had to start a football team right now and you got a pick of either Gardner Minshew or Trevor Lawrence, you're picking Gardner Minshew?
If all I knew was these stats, yeah, hell yeah, because Gardner Minshew beats
No,
him in every stat. That's all I knew.
You're about if all you knew was these stats. I'm
Actually,
saying,
you know what, Cody, I will say it. Yeah, because stats don't lie. I will say it. Yes, I would pick Gardner Minshew over Trevor Lawrence currently right now because Gardner Minshew is a better quarterback than Trevor Lawrence is right now. Not saying Trevor Lawrence can't get better, but right now, Gardner Minshew is a better quarterback.
We had it until he shouldn't. He went too
yeah,
far.
Yeah, dude, you went off the deep end, dude. And
I had you with the Super Bowl, winning the Super Bowl. Like he's gonna have a ring before Trevor. He could.
Yeah,
what if he was? If he comes in as the backup and they win again with a backup, that would be wild.
That would be nuts. Yeah.
But we would not draft him over Trevor Lawrence. No, I wouldn't do that.
But
I would over Sam Darnold. I would over Sam Darnold. Next call.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. It's me, C-Dog 1983. I hope everybody is having a terrific Tuesday.
C-Dog.
Now, whenever you come in here, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the goddamn content. You guys be up here every Tuesday, every Friday.
Close your ears, baby.
We got the game simulation on Saturday.
Get a cup of coffee.
Then we got the pre-game and the after-game show. So, you know, it could be with their families doing way more important stuff with their families, but they're trying to put out this good content for all these great Panther fans. And with that being said,
dude, this is the
I just got in here. I just got home from work, you know, but when I did get in here, y'all was playing the Matt Rule response. Now, I don't never ever want to hear his sorry bitch ass ever again on the C3 podcast. He's a fucking bum. He ain't do shit in college. He doesn't have a national championship. Baylor got better when he left. Baylor won a major bowl last year without Matt Rule. Like, what the fuck, man? I don't want to.
talk about this dumb fuck no more. Steve Wilkes came in, defense ain't fall off without Phil Snow. Let you know Phil Snow on shit. You know, so I don't want to hear no more about goddamn Matt Rule. I want to hear about Steve Wilkes or whoever, you know, but I don't want to hear no more about this fucking bum. You know what I'm saying? Fuck Matt Rule. That sorry ass fucking excuse he had, dumbass motherfucker. Now the Nebraska stuck with his dumb ass. Talking about goddamn 5 years. Who the fuck got gonna give you a job and got them wait for you for 5 years and got them approved something? Nigga, get the fuck out of here. I mean, you can give them a job, nigga, you got the 90 days. Nigga, 90 days, you got them, you don't do good, nigga, you ain't get no benefits. You might be out of there. Nigga talking about 5 years, dumbass shit. Ain't talking about Jay-Z 7 years. Like, you say some of the dumb shit, man. You know, I don't want to hear no more about no fucking Matt Rule, man. Dumbass, dumb fuck. Mediocre, dumbass coach. The fuck. But shout out to the whole C3 podcast. Shout out to goddamn Cody. Happy birthday to Cody Mama. He missed the show this past Friday.
Hey, appreciate you,
shout out to goddamn G Baby, the motherfucking GOAT, even though we had different opinions. You know what I'm saying? I respect his opinion, even though he have a fucked up opinion sometimes. You know, so with that being said, it's a terrific Tuesday. Tomorrow we're gonna have a goddamn great Wednesday. It's motherfucking hump day.
And my birthday.
I hope everybody have a great day tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? And a great rest of the week. And we gotta wait for next week to see what this team gonna do with Seattle. But with that being said, make sure you hit the motherfucking like button. Make sure you motherfucking subscribe to this great goddamn content, the C3 podcast. Goddamn it. Have a great night. Keep pounding.
Hey, appreciate you, C.
Call the night.
C-Dog is the man. Dude, C-Dog has only grown more and more likable in all the time that we've known him. Dude, he's the man.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Are you talking? You might be muted, Tony.
I love it. And first of all, is that my mom's in the chat, which is funny because she's always she said soap. Right. But like when you really parse C-Dog's conversation together, he's always so thoughtful. Like that was like the most if you could, and this I want to interpret it for my mom in a way. And that is he gave a tip of the cap to the podcast. He gave a tip of the cap to other callers and their opinions. He came in here and had a thoughtful comment about the show. So I'm telling you, C-Dog, you're right. His calls, there's like some real magic to them. That's all I'm trying to say. And that's how I get with G Baby a little bit, is I can see the brilliance in them. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not being snarky in that. Like I really do love these calls a lot. I love every single person that gives their time to us.
Oh yeah.
That's the thing, is that like I find it awesome that you let us hang out with you. So love every single person that calls in. Love my mom in the chat. Mom, go to bed. Stop watching YouTube just because you love your son. Let us be some football fools for a moment. And he even said happy birthday to your mom in there.
I know, man.
See,
dude,
I'm telling you, he's thoughtful. He's a thoughtful dude. He cares
C-Dog
about us. We
is
care about
the
him.
man.
He's
I
a thoughtful
ride with
person.
C-Dog, man. He is
Me
the
too.
coolest.
Me too.
I met Cody's mom. She's super cool.
He even had a philosophical conversation about free speech in there. He said, G baby, I respect your opinion, even though you're wrong. Like, yes. I love that. Last call of the night, I think.
Love it.
Hey guys, it's Chuck from Elizabeth City, aka Turnoff Sports Guy. You know, I kind of look back at this Matt Rule thing since you guys were talking about Matt Rule tonight. One thing I go back and I always found it kind of odd. And the man is too classy to basically probably tell what went down. But as soon as Matt Rule takes over as head coach, it wasn't long after that Luke Kuechly retired. And we know the concussion stories, and maybe he did feel it was time. But part of me really believes, and I do not like Ron Rivera, was not a fan. Definitely don't like Rule, not after what we've been through. But if Rivera would have stayed, and it was time for him to go. But if we would have maybe had a Wilkes on the roster, or, to be a head coach or interim when Rivera left, or we had someone else who was NFL proven, just maybe Kuechly doesn't retire, sticks around 1 or 2 more years. Now, could be wrong. The concussion situation was serious, and it really could have played a part. But something tells me that Kuechly got a vibe, a rule, and just did not feel comfortable. Sounds crazy. And we may never know the truth because he's too classy an individual to throw somebody in a bus like that. But the big part of me just thinks that could have very well been the case. And if that's the case, it's a shame. Because I would have loved to have seen Kuechly play, a couple more years, even if it would have been less of what he had been. But anyway, that's my take on that, guys. And hey, got to get up for the Seattle game because if we win that game, guys, I really feel that we got a legitimate shot to win this division. But one game at a time. Keep pounding.
Keep pounding.
Dude, the only thing better than Chuck's call is your mom saying she's not she's grandma, not grandma. And that's the coolest, dude.
Nice. Hey,
I want to feed her. Don't feed into her right now. My mom secretly thinks this is that if she calls in here and gets in the chat, that like our ratings, like our views are gonna go up like triple fold.
She's
right.
Like,
they should. Yeah.
Italian lady in here. Look, don't feed
Dunn,
her.
you're correct.
No, come in here every week.
Every week.
Oh my God.
Hey,
yes.
I want to comment about that call real quick.
I know I got a lot
to
say about it actually.
Because I actually was going to bring this up earlier, but the show was running long, and I was like, well, I'll talk about it later. I said this in the man cave when we were watching the game of the day. We should have never got rid of Ron Rivera. I know that a lot of us were ready to get rid of Ron Rivera, but look at what he's done with this mediocre team in a strong division with the Washington Commanders. And imagine he can take a team. Teams will follow him. I'm telling y'all, if we had Ron Rivera, we would have never got rid of Cam Newton. Like they were saying there, I think that we may not have ever gotten rid of Luke Kuechly. Maybe that was an injury thing. I don't know, but I know he didn't want to play for Matt Rule. The team would have been totally different if we would have just kept Ron Rivera. Imagine where we'd be right now.
It's hard to argue that, especially being that he's taking the Commanders to playoffs potentially 3 or 2 times out of his 3 years that he's been a coach there
with Heineke and Allen and garbage players. That's what I'm saying. Ron Rivera is a good coach,
and they almost beat the Buccaneers on their Super Bowl run.
Mm-hmm. We should have never gotten rid of.
They're falling for it. You're falling for my mom.
I'm not falling for it. I've said that since day one.
My
when
mom
we
and
signed
her
Matt Rule.
idea that she's going to be like Mama Mrs. Beast or something. And 2, you got to remember, Ron Rivera does this with every team in November and December. This is what he always does. He doesn't do it in. Look, yes, he was, and he was not necessarily the problem. There was a lot of things, and it might be time to move on. I do want to go back to the Matt Rule thing. Is that he said? What did he say about? What did he just say about Matt Rule with get rid of Cam? Is that what he said? No, Luke. That's what it was. Luke.
Yeah, Luke had a feeling about
it. Luke, as soon as he met with Rule and them, I'm pretty sure he retired after the announcement was made. Like he was kind of contemplating some different things, and they just said, I'm done. But if you guys remember, he went to the scouting department for a year.
He quit.
And he worked as a scout because he's been very adamant about wanting to stay close to football. Like, well, he was trying to make it about his health and say this, but I can move into it like a Dan Morgan did to a certain degree.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever pathway it takes him, we have always been like, oh, he could be a linebackers coach. But he started where you actually probably should. You know what I'm saying? He was going to try to make his bones. Mm-hmm. He went a whole year in the scouting department and then resigned. He resigned. He didn't get fired. He just said this, I don't want to scout for this team anymore. He's like, oh, I need to take a break from football. And then 3 or 4 weeks went by, and then all of a sudden he's hanging out with Ron Rivera. No, he ran out of that house. He ran out of there, and Cam Newton doesn't like Matt Rule.
Mm-hmm. No,
he knows Matt Rule is he's not good, dude.
Remember the week that Matt Rule got fired, you saw Luke Kuechly and Jonathan Stewart, who had not been in that stadium or with that team since Matt Rule came there, back with the team in the stadium pre-game. Matt Rule was a cancer for this team.
I agree.
Nobody
100.
liked him. He was horrible, man.
And I didn't really fully want to put all of it on him until that comment he made.
Yeah.
Because he just acted like him firing his staff last year was because of pressure. That's what he's what do you mean? We were just you fired your entire staff this past year, and you're like, oh, if we just had one or two more pieces, we were building something. You didn't even have an idea who you were even coaching with.
No.
Your entire staff you fired, and you're trying to act like, oh, well, the pressure was to get it done in 2 years. Shush. Really bad look. And the problem is, probably will fade away on this podcast right here, those comments. My mom called. My son's gonna call now. And then I'm sorry, I made this problem tonight.
Hey, it's White Chocolate Express.
So mad about the Matt Rule stuff.
I wanted to call in. I hear Cody
JD
wants to go to the playoffs. Let's go to the playoffs. Y'all know why he wants to go to the playoffs, right? Because Clemson ain't going. How does it feel, Cody, to know the reason that Clemson can't go to the playoffs is because of South Carolina? Who would have hurt you?
He's such a douchebag.
You know what? I saw your Twitter post. You said Spencer Rattler over C.J. Stroud. I want to know, where do you rank Spencer Rattler if he's coming out in this draft? I want to know that. And also, to my father, do you think Grandma can loan me like $10 so I can go to the store? Peace.
Ask your grandma.
I mean, you probably get more money from her than you will from Tony.
Mm-hmm.
And then enjoy your victory, dude. You're going nowhere.
He's enjoying.
You haven't ever won a national title, but it's okay. You beat Clemson for the first time in like
Cowboys turn into a
Cowboys million years.
They play in a real division too.
Congrats, dude. Oh please.
I don't see JD's other call. I might have missed it, but let's go ahead and ask them. Hit me up with your last 4 digits and what time you made it. I don't delete any of them. Ask Cody. I never delete. He gets so mad when he looks at the voicemail.
So
let's see this. We have the bye week. Oh, let's remind this, guys. Sunday, 4:30. The bye week post game charity drive for the Bradley and Nikki Bozeman Foundation, trivia, games, giveaways, all of that jazz. We need you guys to help us because we are trying to make this a thing. We thought, man, we were like finally getting enough of a community. We could try to do something like this and it actually make a little difference. And so we contacted Nikki Bozeman and said, can we do this? And she set the page up and she said, I said, I don't know really what we've never done anything like this. And she said, well, I started for $5,000. We'll see if we need to up it. So I was like, oh my God.
We got to beat that, man. We got to hit the 5,000.
Pressure's on.
We're at 705 right now. We were at 325 to start the show today. We're at 705 right now. It's open all week long, y'all. Please don't give money to us. Give money to them. Even if you're going to give us $3 or $4.
And if
we'll still play your chat. I promise. We will still play your chat. Give that money to charity. Every little bit helps.
What's really cool is when we reached out to her, she said that she had heard of us.
Yes, that's cool too.
Yeah.
So she's aware of what you guys are and how much of an impact we could potentially make. And so I think if we can do this as an opportunity to show the Panthers community, the Charlotte, the area, what's possible. I mean, I think that's something that we should certainly take advantage of.
Let's help some kids out, man.
Absolutely.
Yes. We got a week, and we didn't extend. We can do as much as we want on this. This is just something we're doing because we want to start something on the bye week. We've had such great momentum over the past 2 years or 3 years on this show. We're in our 10th season right now. So like we want to do something like where we don't lose any time with the community in our bye week. So we said like, hey, let's do something that's fun. Easy for all. So this is the way to do it. Way to help us. JD, was it your first or second call? I need to know. And I think that's it. We covered all the topics. It's 12:07. We got to do some ice ups. And at least once we get through this one call, get the heck out of here. Anything else? Did we miss any topics?
No.
All right. Let's
no, we're good.
Let's do our ice up picks and see if JD lets me know if it is his first or second call.
Can we?
It's a second.
Oh,
Can
it's
we
a
do
second.
It was it's a second.
got
You
it.
guys want
I
to do
got
a
it.
collective ice up? Just go
Oh,
ahead
Matt
and
rule.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I need to see if I bookmark one tweet though, in case. But yes, here's the call.
I do have a tweet.
Yo, C3, what's good? This is JD864. Hey, I just got off work. Had a few minutes. Was watching Aaron Duncan film breakdown of this past Sunday's game. Looking forward to this tonight's show.
I thought I think we listened to this
We
one.
heard
I
this
see
one?
that the title of it.
He said 808. Oh gosh, it was 3 calls.
Yo, C3, it's JD864. Hey, I called in earlier before the show started, and I'm calling in second time. Understand if you guys don't play the call. But that being said, calling in on this specific instance to speak on the soundbite, the clip that Cody just shared, wherein which Rule spoke about his team with the Panthers. And as Tony stated, it upset him. It genuinely and truly pissed me the fuck off, because that man was legitimately the fucking catalyst for why Cam Newton is no longer a part of the Carolina Panthers.
Yep.
And his Cam's leave from the team was not what the fuck it should have been. You legitimately, even if it wasn't his fucking decision, if it wasn't your decision, you co-signed it. You okayed it. So how the fuck you stand there and then say, oh, if you tell me we needed to do it in 2 years, bitch, you tried to do it in 2 years.
You told us.
You were the one that brought Teddy in. You brought Sam in. You brought Baker in.
Yes.
Hey, I'm going to pat you on the back and congratulate you and thank you for the talent that you brought for the defensive side of the ball. He did very well much bring in a Jeremy Chin, draft a J.C. Horn. Hey, very extremely appreciative of the talent that's on the defensive side of the ball. But don't you stand there and fix your fucking mouth and act like, oh, I didn't have anything to do with what was going on the offensive side of the ball. I had nothing to do with who was coming in as part of my coaching staff. I had nothing to do with the offense not being able to fucking put up over 21 points against teams in games where the team has a chance to win, but the guy you have at quarterback can't get it done. But now you want to stand there and say, oh, I wouldn't have taken this. Bro, I swear to
this is out of character.
Ain't no damn way, man.
For JD.
Ain't no damn way. And
Think
that's who
about
fuck
You're
Pepper
right,
had
JD.
hired to be the head coach of the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm in the wrong profession. I got way more integrity, and I would have more integrity at a high school than this man does at a professional. But nah, man, I'm in the wrong profession.
Integrity.
And then Nebraska turned the fuck around, and that's who they hired. Hey, I put it in the chat. If there happens to be any Nebraska fans watching C3 right now, congratulations. Welcome to mediocrity. You won't win shit with Rule. Guarantee that. Yo, man, that shit really. Keep on it, man. Keep on it.
Just remember, JD64 lives in Hawaii and is the most glass half full guy we've ever had on the show.
So if he's mad, you know it's upsetting.
Yeah, this is out of character in that, you know what I'm saying? And he's right. Just right. And to me, to be honest, I don't think they win anything at this point, as there's an aura about him. Let's do the ice up picks, and we'll definitely hit him with that collective one right off the bat.